Aquarius, this is your health, wealth, and happiness reading for the week. Let's get to it. Let's see what Spirit and the universe has in store for you. Interestingly enough, with that health card, how can you not love this Ace of Pentacles? An Ace of Pentacles is one of those new beginning, new energy cards, the beginning of something new, a freshness and excitement, and I love it because it's a pentacle, not just an ace, but it's a pentacle. So we're talking physical health, mental health, sociological health, all of the things, psychological health, any of the things that come with you. So this is a week of like a new fresh you. You may have just finally finished a recovery. You may have just finally come through a very rough situation health wise. You may have received concerns, and so you took tests. Don't be surprised if you did. You found out this week the tests were not positive, and therefore you don't have whatever it is you thought you had, or this is not something to worry about. The point is that this week, oh my goodness, this is a great week. This is also a great week to pay attention to your health. So with such a strong and positive beginning and fresh new start, this would be a great week to consider getting into a routine such as a health fitness routine, such as walking, running, jogging, yoga. Do something, get into some kind of continuous program to help facilitate the continuation of this new healthy you. I'm loving this energy. The first card that comes along with that is a Three of Swords in reverse. I love this. Again, the pain is gone, the ache is gone, the problems are gone, the issues that you had no dominion over, the issues that were like a third party visitor to your life that were taking away from it, they are going bye bye, and that is a good thing to see. That Queen of Swords energy is saying, let's make sure that we see this as a long-term process, and therefore we keep our mindset on our health in the future, which is going to take a little bit of a change in mindset because it is the Queen of Swords, and so she's kind of saying, hey, we have to alter our thinking. So maybe you haven't really focused on your health for very many reasons, maybe because you've always been healthy or whatever, but this is a time to start focusing on a long-term continuation of a healthy you. So this is putting yourself into, again, the programs we spoke about. And then the third card out for this is that wonderful moon card. The wonderful moon card is the information you don't know, the information that's behind on the dark side of the moon, behind that very the very bright globe. And so what this is telling you is, again, take care of the health that you can see, take care of, do the physical things that you can do, and take care to ensure that you're seeing what you can see. And this is saying whatever's behind there, whatever you cannot see, you'll be actually fixing it too, taking care of it. So this health situation doesn't only take care of what you might see and experience, but what you don't even see and experience that you know right now. However, down the road, those are the things that pop out, and then you're like, oh man, and that's too late. So again, let's get into a health routine. Let's enjoy this fresh new start health wise. Let's enjoy the new news that nope, it's nothing serious. You're going to be fine when you get that diagnosis, that kind of stuff. This is a good health week. Now, when it comes to wealth, there's some anxiety around it. The anxiety is real. So first and foremost, do not allow yourself to be chastised or to feel bad because you're thinking, am I exaggerating? No, there is some anxiety. It could be because of the price of food. It could be food. It could be because of the price of gas. It could be all the other issues that come along with our economics these days. It could be wondering what's happening in the world and knowing that your budget is going, the money in your budget is going less because the costs are more, and you're having to figure that out. There's a lot of anxiety around this, but I'm telling you this. Let me give you some advice. You can only do what you can do. And so when I present that, what I'm trying to make clear is there are certain things that are in your control, and there are certain things that just aren't. Okay, the price of gasoline you cannot control. We controlled that when we had an election. We controlled that when we made decisions. But that decision was made out of our hands. So we can't individually change the price of gas. We can't individually change the price of things we buy. And what we can do is we can shop around for the best gas, the cheapest gas, and there are certain apps that can do that to tell you in your area where is the cheapest place to get gas on that day. You can also shop around and use AI and other resources to find out where I'm getting the best deal with groceries this week. And so you can control how you react to the economic picture, which is causing you all this anxiety. So first and foremost, be more active about, okay, how do I save money? Do I look on the app and say, okay, I'm going to drive 2 more miles in one direction so I can save 15 cents a gallon, which makes sense because especially if you have a 20-gallon car. Or is it, or doing some coupons? Is this the digital coupons as well as regular coupons? Is it avoiding for one meal a certain expensive meat versus a lesser expensive meat? There are many different ways, and then you can also maybe even look at menu items and things like that. This could be also in reference to an unexpected expense, and maybe a car breakdown, maybe an appliance has a problem, maybe some other thing. If you're in an HOA or a COA, you found out your rates are going to go up or something like this. Your property taxes, your school taxes, those things. Those things, they are again not in your control, and when you're not planning on them, they give you a bit of a hickey. But what I am trying to tell you is focus on how you can react to it, how you can navigate through it. I promise you, if you step back and you look at it from a little bit further distance, I'm not saying it's going to get easier, but I'm saying you can navigate it. Nothing is insurmountable. You've got this. It's just going to take you a little bit more take away some wiggle room, but it's going to take you being a little more active in your economics to ensure that you're making decisions that'll save you some money. And when you do, I love this, the World card is there. And the World card can represent two things. And first thing, of course, for me is when it comes out is like, again, the world's in control of all this, a lot of this stuff you can't worry about. So let it go. Let the world handle, let it go, let it go. See how they're floating? Let it go. Let the world handle those things that you can't take control of. Again, and this also can say very clearly is that stay in your lane and take care of yourself and let the world do what it's going to do. So again, but the world card is saying, it's also telling me that it is possible. It is more than possible. It is realistic to know that you can make the changes and adjustments, and you can still get through. You can still get by. Now, you can't help but find it funny when you have a 9 over a 9, and they're both swords. So again, the anxiety is real. It is justified, and it can keep you up. But you know what? You're going to have to find some way not to let it continue through in the evening and so forth, because you're going to have to get some sleep, and that's not going to work to your advantage if you don't get some sleep, because it's going to just continue to work on you. And then we have the Temperance card here, which is the balance card. So again, with that, be patient and find balance in the amount of money coming in and the amount of money going out. So again, if you have to shave some things off, you're going to have to do it. If it means cutting the cord on some technology, maybe if you have 3 phone lines and you need to get 3 cell phones in the household and you need to get rid of one. If you need to cut back on streaming services, if you need to take care of some other things, this is also a good time to look at your subscriptions and make sure that you're actually wanting to pay for the subscriptions you're paying for, because sometimes we have a continuation agreement on paying subscriptions, and then lo and behold, we weren't aware that we're still paying something that we aren't even using it. So let's make sure that we look at those things. There are ways to cut corners and kind of decrease the anxiety. All right. Now that's the health, that's the wealth. Now let's get to the happiness. The happiness isn't the most happy card, but you know what? This isn't a bad card either. This is not a bad card. This is more of a card of like a rise above kind of energy. This is a card of facing forward and moving through things. This is a card of, again, of you not finding fear in this situation, in your financial situation, and you getting alleviated from the concern that you had for your health. So this is one of those the mixed bags, But the point is that you just move on through. You just do what you got to do. You don't sit back and wait, because in the end, ultimately, with this card, it says that you can handle whatever comes your way. Be it good, be it bad, be it indifferent, no matter what it is, you can handle it. And so know that you'll face it head on. You're going to stand your ground. And this is a stand your ground situation, and that kind of energy. And so you're going to stand your ground. You're going to hold your position. You're going to, again, do the research to understand how to make the adjustments here. You're going to not let this get to you because you're going to be able to make the adjustments, and you're not going to take no for an answer. And then again, it's going to be fired up because it's going to help you be fired up already because of your health benefits. So you're going to be able to do this. And then we have a 2 here, a 2 of swords. The choices are yours. Do you give in to the pessimism, give in to anxiety, and then really wind up, maybe even causing yourself more health issues than you didn't even need because of the anxiety? Or do you decide, you know what, I'm going to figure it out, I'm going to work through it? You will get through it. Again, you will work through it, and it'll be fine. The work that you put in is the work you get out. So don't be surprised. The more energy you put in to try to figure out your budget, the more energy you put in to try to figure out what should stay, what should go, how I should spend my money, the better off you're going to be. If you let it up to the universe, you're not necessarily going to be happy because the universe doesn't think in the way that you do about the issues that you deal with. And it just doesn't work that way. And then ultimately here you do what you have to do, and then you move forward with it. Again, put the work in, figure out what you need to do, make the choices, and work through it. And that's going to make you happy because you're going to find, yes, I can overcome the anxiety because I can find my way through my budget. So tight budget issues, anxiety from budget issues, understandable. Health benefit, absolutely. Positive health check, it's wonderful. And then you having to just work through this, and you can. So Aquarius, this is actually not as bleak as it might seem, and it's actually more powerful because ultimately the one thing this tells me is you stay in control and you take your health in your hands, you take your wealth in your hands, and the happiness is your responsibility because you have control over your health and wealth. Again, this is the wealth, this is the health. And that's really great news. And this is just confirming the anxiety you have already. Let me know how this resonates. Please hit that like, share, subscribe, and follow buttons. I would truly be happy with that. And I ask you to come back next week and let's do this again. Love, light, and blessings. Let me know what resonates with you. Send me a message. Talk next week. Bye-bye.